Hare Krishna, dear devotees, my humble obeisances to you all. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj's daily class. Today we are continuing with Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, 8th chapter, verses 19 and 20. Hare Krishna Maharaj, my humble obeisances to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I can share my screen again, Maharaj.
Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada. Jai.
Jai.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tatvanam Parisankyanam Lakshanam Hetu Lakshanam Purusharadhanam Vidir Yogasyadhyatmikasya cha. Kindly explain all about the elementary principles of creation, the number of such elementary principles, their causes, and their development, and also the process of devotional service and the method of mystic powers. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah.
Yes.
Yogeshwaraishvayargatir lingabhagastu yoginam vedopaveda dharmanam itihasam puranayaho. Translation: what are the opulence of the great mystics? And what is their ultimate realization? How does the perfect mystic become detached from the subtle astral body? What is the basic knowledge of the Vedic literatures, including the branches of history and the supplementary Puranas? Purport. The Yogeshwar, or the mastic of mystic power, can exhibit 8 kinds of wonders of perfection by becoming smaller than the atom or lighter than a feather, getting anything and everything he desires, going anywhere and everywhere he likes, creating a planet in the sky, etc. These are the many Yogeshwaras have different proficiencies in these wonderful powers, and the topmost of all is Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is the greatest yogi, and he can perform such wonderful things far beyond the ordinary living beings. The devotees of the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, do not directly practice the process of mystic power, but by the grace of the Lord, his devotee can defeat even great Yogeshwaras like Durvasa Muni, who picked a quarrel with Maharaj Ambrish and wanted to show the wonderful achievements of his mystic powers. Maharaj Ambrish was a pure devotee of the Lord, and thus, without any effort on the part of the Lord, saved him from the wrath of Yogeshwar Durvasa Muni, and later was obliged to beg pardon from the king. Similarly, at the time of Draupadi's precarious position when she was attacked by the Kurus, who wanted to see her naked in the open assembly of the royal order, the Lord saved her from being stripped by supplying an unlimited length of sari to cover her. And Draupadi knew nothing of mystic powers. Therefore, the devotees are also Yogeshwaras by unlimited powers of the Lord, just as the child is powerful by the strength of the parents. They do not try to protect themselves by any artificial means, but are saved by the mercy of the parents. Maharaj Parikshit inquired from the learned Brahma Sukadeva Goswami about the ultimate destination of such great mystics, or how they attain such extraordinary powers by their own efforts or by the grace of the Lord. He inquired also about their detachment from subtle and gross material bodies. He inquired also about the purports of the Vedic knowledge, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 15:15. The purport of all the Vedas is to know the Supreme Personality of Godhead and thus become a transcendental loving servant of the Lord. Gyantimidandasya Gyana Jana Salakaya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavari Pastyatya De Satarine Vanchakalpa Tarubhischa Kripa Sindhu Pyevacha Itanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasati Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So the chapter continues with Maharaj Parikshit asking question after question after question. The next chapter, chapter number 9 and number 10 also, will be the answers to all of the questions. Because Bhagavatam, chapter 10, says Bhagavatam is the answer. So it is incumbent upon the practitioner to want to know as much as they can about the process of pure devotional service and those things related to one's practice in devotional service. And even things beyond that, which are all just like mystic powers. We understand that mystic powers are not something that devotees develop. It's considered one of the material desires. But if the devotee gets into a dangerous situation, they can exhibit extraordinary mystic powers by the grace of the Lord. As Prabhupada used the example, the child becomes saved and empowered by the presence of his qualified parents. So Krishna, Kontiya Pratijani Hina Me Bhakti Pranashyati. He not only protects the devotee, but he empowers the devotee to do amazing things. We have the example here, which is a very prime example, King Ambarish. He was performing austerity. He had fasted for 1 year, and it was time to break the fast. Durvasa Muni had come to visit the king. And then Durvasa said, "My dear king, I will be back along with my associates. Please offer prasad." And so the king was thinking, yes, but then his ministers came up and told him, "It's time to break your fast. This is the titi, otherwise you will not get the benefit of the fast." When therefore it became a concern, if he were to break his fast before eating before his guest, that would have been a real major break in etiquette and maybe even considered offensive. And if he didn't, all of his fasting for 1 year, he would have got very little or hardly any benefit. The titis are very important. We have them in Ekadasis every time. There's a titi period or a time for breaking the Ekadasi fast right after the Ekadasi ends, and it changes in length from time to time during the year. Devotees don't take advantage of that and break the fast within that time frame, and then they get very little or any benefit from the Ekadasi. So titis are very important. Just like sometimes people know that the best time to get married is to find out when is the best time to get married. And they do research astrological, and then there's certain titis that come up and say this time will grant very great benefit for the married couple. So they follow the titis. Having a child not conception, but yeah, conception and yeah, fertilizing the womb should be done also at a certain time. Everything is organized according to the astrological calculations. And therefore, if one follows that, they get the maximum benefit from all of their activities. Otherwise, they minimize and sometimes don't get anything. So, what was the going to be the solution for Maharaj Ambarish? He had to break the fast, but he couldn't offend his guest, who was a powerful yogi. The Vasamuni was an expansion of Lord Shiva, and he had tremendous mystic powers. He could fly anywhere in the universes. And so, but he was a little bit arrogant. And so he came actually to find fault with Maharaj Ambarish. He was thinking, who is this king? So his ministers, Maharaj Ambarish's ministers, told him, well, if you take a little charinamrita, that is eating and not eating. Mm-hmm. This charinamrita is the water that washes the body of the Lord. We take that every day in the temples. One should be eager for that. There are many benefits from charinamrita. Spiritual benefit is very, what we say, high. But even the material benefit, there was one girl who was very sick, and Prabhupada told her, just take charinamrita throughout the day. And she did, and after a day or so, she was completely cured from her. She didn't take anything else but charinamrita. So charinamrita is magic, actually. It's the water mixed with yogurt and some sugar, and it's washes the body of the Lord. So it's powerful. So he followed his ministers. But Durvasa had mystic powers, so he knew, oh, this king, now I can see his fault. He doesn't honor, guests properly. This is a great discretion. And so he came back and he was angry at Maharaj Ambarish. And Maharaj Ambarish was just there. And then Durvasa started to criticize him. And then he plucked a hair from his head, Durvasa did. And a fiery demon came to attack Maharaj Ambarish and ultimately kill him. This is Durvasa. He's quite ruthless. And so Maharaj Ambarish, being a great devotee of the Lord, he just prayed to the Lord, took shelter of the Lord, and the Lord threw his Sudarshan chakra and immediately killed the demon on the spot. And then the chakra went after Durvasa for his attack against Maharaj Ambarish, the Lord's devotee. And Durvasa now was in trouble. He's being chased by Lord Shiva's chakra. Lord Vishnu's chakra. And he's powerful, so he's running, and the chakra's following him. He goes to Brahma Loka. Brahma says, I can't help you. He goes to Shiva Loka. It's Vishnu's chakra. You have to go to Vishnu. And then he's running, and the chakra's chasing him. Finally, he comes to Vishnu Loka, and he falls at the feet of the Lord. The Lord appears before him, and he prays please withdraw your chakra. And the Lord kept the chakra at bay. And then he said to Durvasa, I have no power to withdraw my chakra. He will come and finish you off. The only person who can withdraw that chakra is Maharaj Ambarish. If you want to save your life, you have to go to Maharaj Ambarish, fall at his feet, and beg forgiveness. Otherwise, my chakra will finish you. So the Lord quoted as a very beautiful verse Turn to that verse. It's the ninth chapter. I'm sorry, ninth canto. Turn to that verse, ninth canto, fourth chapter. This is a verse that's often quoted, and this is what the Lord spoke to Durvasa. Fourth chapter, verse 64, I believe it is. Go to verse 62. Maybe it's 62. Let's see. It's in this series, right in this area. Let's go to 63. No. Go 9-4. Go a little earlier. Go back to 61, 60. I think it may be 59, something like that. Just read the verses. Don't turn to the verse yet until we see the verse. Keep going. Keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
We came to 59, 57, 59.
No, that's not it. Keep going.
Yes, Maharaj.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
63,
Okay,
Guru Maharaj.
68 is the verse.
Oh.
Sarvam hridayam mayham sarunam hridayam tvaham mananyarte na janati nebyute neham tebyu managapi. This is the Lord speaker. The pure devotee is always within the core of my heart, and I'm always in the heart of my pure devotee. My devotees know nothing else but me, and I do not know anyone else but them. This is a very powerful verse showing the Lord's love for his devotees like that. Since the Rasa Muni wanted to chastise Maharaja Ambarisha, it was understood he wanted to give him pain to the heart of the Supreme Lord. Interesting. The one who offends the pure devotee gives pain to the heart of the Supreme Lord. As the Lord says, Sarva Hridayam, the pure devotee is always within the core of my heart. The Lord's feelings are those like a father who feel pain when his child is in pain. Therefore, offenses at the lotus feet of a devotee are serious. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has strongly recommended that one cannot commit any offense at the lotus feet of a devotee. Such offenses are compared to a mad elephant because when a mad elephant enters a garden, it causes devastation. Therefore, one should be extremely careful not to commit offenses at the lotus feet of a pure devotee. Actually, Maharaj Ambarish was not at all at fault. Durvasa Muni unnecessarily wanted to chastise him on flimsy grounds. Maharaj Ambarish wanted to complete the Ekadasi Pranana as part of devotional service to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore he drank a little water. But although Durvasa Muni was a great mystic Brahmana, he did not know what is what. This is the difference between a pure devotee and a so-called learned scholar of Vedic knowledge. The devotee, being always situated within the core of the heart, surely gets all instructions directly from the Lord, as confirmed by the Lord himself. Out of compassion for them, I'm dwelling in their hearts. I destroy the shining lamp of knowledge. I destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness of the ignorance. The devotee does not do anything not sanctioned by the personality of Godhead, as it says, Vaishnava Kriya Mudra Vigyana Bhujaya. Even the most learned or experienced person cannot understand the movements of a Vaishnava, a pure devotee. No one, therefore, should criticize a pure Vaishnava. A Vaishnava knows his own business. Whatever he does is precisely right because he's always guided by the Supreme Personality, Godhead. Very, very essential verse. This verse is quoted often to show the heart of the Lord. And the Lord does not tolerate, the Lord will tolerate offenses to himself, but he will not tolerate offenses to his pure devotees, or even any devotee, really. The Lord, because the devotees know only the Lord, and the Lord knows only the devotee. So now, Durvasa Muni is in trouble. So he runs back, taking the instructions of the Lord, and falls at the feet of Maharaj Ambarish. This goes on in this particular chapter. You can read it further. And um, he begs forgiveness. And the Vaishnava, even though he's offended, does not accept offense. He forgives the offender. And sometimes he even thinks, I am the offender, therefore I should have been punished. This is humility and natural, the nature of a Vaishnava. And of course, Maharaj Ambarish offered his prayers and obeisances, still thinking that he had offended Durvasa. But as Prabhupada says, there was no offense. Durvasa unnecessarily wanted to chastise him on flimsy grounds. So Durvasa, he gets in trouble many times. He did that with Draupadi too. He tried to destroy the Pandavas when Draupadi was in the forest with Krishna and the Pandavas, and Draupadi had cooked. Now, Draupadi was given a blessing that as long as she hadn't eaten, whatever there was cooked would be enough to feed unlimited amounts of people. There would never be any, what we say, shortage of food when she cooked, as long as she didn't eat. So Durvasa came with 60,000, and he, on the instructions of Duryodhana, to destroy the Pandavas. So he came, and he showed up for dinner, but Draupadi had already taken. Therefore, there was nothing left. And he said, I'll be back. We're going to bathe, and please feed all of our men. She doesn't know what to do. Krishna's there. She runs to Krishna. She tells him the situation. Krishna says, okay, check the pot and see if there's any vegetables stuck to the side of the pot. So she finds some pieces of vegetable that were stuck to the side of the pot. Krishna says, give them to me. And Krishna ate it. And as soon as Krishna ate it, Durvasa and his men felt completely satisfied and full. They felt like we can't even eat another morsel of food. So they didn't go. They just left without coming. So Krishna saved the situation again for the Pandavas. So you see how Krishna always protects his devotees. Okay, so we can stop there. And we have a half hour for questions. I have to end at the hour because I have to travel very, very soon. So let's open it up for discussion for 1/2 hour.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much. Such a wonderful class. Thank you so much. Dear devotees, any questions or comments or realizations, you can please go ahead. Please turn on your cameras if possible. I see many are off videos.
You should know how fortunate it is to become a devotee. We don't realize what it means to become a devotee. It means you're given the protection and care and mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead directly. It's not a small thing to become a devotee. Not at all. And to become a devotee, one has to be serious in the execution of the devotional service. If we're not serious, then we won't get the full mercy of the Lord. Serious means I'm willing to serve in any condition, whatever is required.
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah. Thank you so much. Sridevi Mataji, please go ahead.
Thank you. Dear Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So we see here the Lord's merciful protection as well as his complete protection of the devotee. But we also see in our movement so many things have happened to children, to women, to elderly, and so on and so on. I mean, many things happen to devotees also. So why do these things happen to devotees who are sincerely and seriously practicing Krishna consciousness when Krishna says, I'm going to protect my devotee?
Yeah, but he does. His protection comes according to his understanding, not our understanding. He protects their devotional service. What is that verse from the Bhagavad Gita? 9:22?
Protection of the Lord? That means
This verse, 9:22 from Bhagavad Gita.
धन्याश्चिन्तयन्तो मां ये जना पर्युपासते.
9:22. I think it's 9:22.
Going there.
Bhagavad Gita. It's worth reading because it just answers your question completely.
Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Ejana. Yes, Maharaj. I'm sharing that.
Anayas chintayanto mam ye janam paryupasatem tesham dita biyutanam yogashema vahamyaham. But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. Listen to that. There's never any loss. But he does it according to how best the devotee will benefit. Different ways. But we see a thing, but we don't see the whole thing. Your statement or your question begs the principle, are you actually seeing the whole picture? No, you're not. You can't see the whole picture, but Krishna sees the whole picture. And you think, oh, this is a nice devotee, but that's how much can you see? You don't. How much do you know about that devotee? How much you know about the things that he doesn't reveal? You can't say, well, it sounds like that same old thing. Why do bad things happen to good people? It doesn't. So Krishna is all good and he's all powerful. And he acts according to what is best for his devotee. So he shows protection in different ways. Here he says, whatever you lack in your devotional service, if you engage in my service, I carry that so you don't lose it. And I preserve it so you can develop it even more. Krishna is the friend, especially of his devotees, as we read from this verse from Durvasa Muni, how much he loves his devotees. Can't understand that. That's why I say to become a devotee is not a small thing.
Yes. Very nice. Very nice. I like this verse and the purport, and so apt for us to remember how much Krishna loves and protects his devotee. It may not be according to our understanding or our ideas of how things should be, but he sees the big picture, and so everything that he arranges is perfect and complete for the devotee. Thank you so much.
There's a nice story, which is quite long, that illustrates this, but let's go on with the questions, though. I'll tell a story when we have more time.
Yes, Maharaj. Bless Vilasni Mataji. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all praise to Gurudevs and devotees. Maharaj, I was hearing about the Brihad Bhagavad Gita, about Gopa Kumara. So, just like we hear the story of Gopakumar, how he went from one place to another without offending anyone, but he simply wanted to know who the Supreme Lord is. So, Maharaj, we are also in the process of devotion. So, similarly, as a conditioned soul, sometimes we see that senior devotees say or do something which, according to what we have heard or learned, doesn't seem right. So, but even then, we don't say anything. We just ignore it because there's always a fear that since they are senior, we don't want to offend them. So, are we doing that the right thing in such situations?
Yeah. And you may even be wrong by seeing things and you think they're wrong, but they're not. How can you understand someone who is more powerful and greater than you? You have to be on the same level to understand that. But if it becomes obvious, then if you feel motivated to do something, you speak to some senior devotee and you say, this is the situation. That's all. Don't try to correct them yourself, then you'll become offensive. Tejo Samarajo Sire. Powerful devotees can do things that other devotees can't do. For other devotees, it's a discretion. For them, it's not. But you have to understand that if you think and you're sure there's something wrong in their behavior or their activities, then you may approach a senior devotee and say, this is what I see. What do you think? Just like two senior devotees may be arguing over a point, and one is saying one side and one is saying the other side. If you take the side of any one of them, you get a sinful reaction. For instance, Lord Nityananda and the Dvaita Acharya were calling each other names. Lord Chaitanya was there. He didn't say anything. They were going back and forth. And in that purport, related to that pastime, Prabhupada says the same thing. If you take the side of one or the other, then you're destroyed. So if you are really concerned about seeing something change, then you can approach another senior devotee who is on the same level as the person that you're seeing and explain what you think. And that person will tell you, all right, let me see. Or he might say, well, what you're seeing is not what's really happening. I just had a situation just yesterday, the day before, exactly the same thing. And we went to another senior devotee, presented the situation. Everything was worked out nicely. Same thing just happened 2 days ago.
Okay, Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Shiv Kumar Prabhu, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna Maharaj and Lord Pranams. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So Maharaj, one question from today's class, Maharaj. We see these slokas in multiple places that if Krishna is satisfied, then all the demigods, forefathers, all the living entities are satisfied. And this example is given that when the root of the tree is served, the entire tree gets served. But in our experience, Maharaj, we see that when we take up bhakti or when we try to go deeper in bhakti, people around us start developing some aversion and keep distance and things like that, Maharaj. So I just wanted to understand, where do we see this discrepancy in what we read and what our experience is?
No discrepancy. There's no discrepancy. because they are seeing in a limited way. They're cut off from Krishna because they're engaged in materialistic activities. They're under Krishna's external energy. So they're not connected with Krishna like the demigods are. Demigods are devotees. They're not pure devotees. Some of them are pure, but most of them are not pure devotees, but they're devotees. All living entities, in one sense, get some kind of satisfaction, but they don't understand. They're getting some mercy because when Krishna is satisfied, everyone benefits, even the non-devotees. But what is that benefit? Doesn't mean they agree. It means that they get some kind of sukriti or some kind of opportunity to change their life. Just like it says, if you become a pure devotee and 14 generations of your family members who are already dead and gone, they, in their next birth, will take birth in the family of devotees. And then they'll have an opportunity to execute devotional service. It's a type of liberation. So they didn't do anything. The only good thing about it is they're connected with you. You want to help your forefathers, friends, relatives, and others become a pure devotee, and they'll get the benefit because of their connection with you. Dhruva Maharaj's mother, she was an ordinary lady. She was a queen, but she wasn't a great devotee. She guided her son when he asked, I want revenge against my stepmother. She said, well, anyone who wants to do anything, they should go to God. He said, where's God? He was only 5 years old. She said, you have to go to the forest. He took it up, and he became a very powerful devotee of the Lord, a pure devotee of the Lord, so much pure that the Lord named a planet after him called Dhruva Loka. And when he was going back to Godhead, he was getting into the spiritual airplane to take him back to Godhead, to Vaikuntha. And then he said to the messengers that came, what about my mother? He remembered how his mother guided him in the beginning. They said, Dhruva, don't even ask. Just look to your left. And he looked to his left, and his mother was getting in a similar plane. She was also going back to the spiritual world. What was her qualification? She was connected to Dhruva. So, yeah. So they're getting some benefit, but they may not understand how that benefit is coming.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I can make a declaration statement. This is my understanding based on my knowledge that the world is going to hell, but still there's a hope. Why is there hope? Because the devotees are here. Otherwise, if things were going on without the devotees now, it would be the end of Kali Yuga. It would be so bad. People would be killing themselves outright. They're doing it anyway. But the fact that devotees are here and devotional service is going on and the Lord is becoming satisfied, he's showing mercy. It's like when it rains on the ocean, it rains on the rocks where there's no need for rain. Get the point?
Yes, ma'am.
When you satisfy the Lord, everyone benefits, although some others may not know how that benefit is coming.
Okay.
because they're not connected.
Yes.
They're connected because they're part and parcel of Krishna, but they're not because they're distanced themselves from serving the Lord. They're disconnected. They're connected to Krishna's external energy only.
Thank you so much. I'm sensing I'm getting a sense of responsibility and hope in Bhakti Maharaj from your answer.
Yeah, you can help so many people simply by your own advancement in devotional service.
Thank you so much.
Hey, we have any more?
Maharaj, we have a question or comment like thing from Rishabh Prabhu. Gurudev, I can't do any true devotional service. My mind is too much in passion. Constantly meditate on object of the senses and torture me to enjoy it even in Sankirtan. I don't want that. Please bless me so I can fix my mind only on pure devotional service and nothing else. Please instruct me.
Yeah, don't eat too much opulent prasadam. That'll make the mind very difficult to control. But that's mentioned in the scriptures. We should eat simply. And when it comes to opulent food, we take a little bit, not so much. Otherwise, the senses become hard to control. That's why you see when you offer Mahaprasadam, you just offer a small portion. And if you eat 1 ton of Mahaprasadam and you eat 1 grain of Mahaprasadam, the benefit's the same because it's Maha. So Prabhupada said we should eat simply. And for the nice Maha which we offer to the Lord, which is very opulent, take a little to honor it, to get the spiritual mercy benefit. Don't make a feast out of Mahaprasadam or cook very, what we say, opulently, using a lot of ghee, a lot of milk products, a lot of spices. Make things simple. And then it becomes easier to control the mind and senses. Prabhupada also writes, referring to brahmacharis, he said, brahmacharis eat very opulent foodstuffs, the wedding bells are going to ring. Hare Krishna. That's in the Bhagavata. And opulent food is actually not so good for the health either. Better to eat simple. Little opulent here and there, once in a while. Like when you go to a feast or something, but not on a daily basis. If you get attached, Prabhupada said if you're attached to 1 sweet ball, then you have to come back again in the next life. In other words, we have to, if there's any attachment for anything, it causes another rebirth. We have to be fully finished with everything and completely attached to Krishna. Then Taktva Deham Purna Janmani 19 Mameti Sorjuna.
Maharaj, thank you so much.
Become attached to Krishna, and that's the sweetest of all sweet balls. I took darshan last night in a neighborhood temple here in Chicago area, in the suburbs. The deity was so beautiful. It was like, wow. It was like, it was like a meditation.
Mm.
And when you see Krishna and you see he's giving his mercy in the form of his deity, and if your heart is open and you're in the right mood, you can experience that mercy. it becomes very powerful. Yeah, so that's the sweetest of all sweet balls is Krishna.
Dheeraj Prabhu is asking, is it same if we get too much attached to services?
No, you should be attached to services. But you should also take time for hearing and chanting also. Make sure you balance your day with sufficient hearing and chanting and active devotional service. Must be a nice balance.
Okay. Thank you.
We have another question from
Sridevi Mataji.
Sridevi. She's going to talk about sweet balls now.
Guru Maharaj, your wonderful experience of the deities. I just wanted to share that yesterday I was standing in front of Kishore Kishori in Chicago temple. I was looking at Gaurnita, I was looking at Kishore Kishori, and I was thinking, here's where I got my initiation in front of these wonderful deities, Guru Maharaj. 2006, June 11th, you gave me initiation. And when I looked at them, I said, here's my eternal father and mother. I had that feeling in my heart. Here's my father, real father and mother. So I wanted to share that. That's all.
Don't
Thank you.
forget. Don't forget.
Never. Never. Thank you for saving me from this ocean of material nations. Thank you.
Prabhupada saving all of us.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much. So Maharaj, as you said, like becoming a devotee is very rare opportunity we get. So some new devotees or new people, they come, they are always interested in doing services, not towards chanting or reading books or listening to the philosophy much. So how do we encourage them to go in that direction, Maharaj, while doing their services?
We should give them opportunities to come to the different programs and hear the philosophy. Invite them for the programs. Also, we sometimes set up a Shastric class where we teach in a systematic way Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, Nectar of Devotion, Sri Upanishads. Mayapur has MI, Mayapur Institute. Devotees should go every year. I was just talking to one devotee who runs the Mayapur Academy. He was here in Chicago, and they give courses in deity worship, how you can learn how to worship the deity according to the Pancharatric system, and they also give courses in cooking. So devotees can sign up. You still have time to sign up for this upcoming fall's courses. October all the way to March. You don't have to, the courses don't last that long, but within that time period, there are many different courses. You can learn deity worship at its best. You can learn cooking and so many different, from experts who know how to cook. You can go and take Shastric courses on Bhagavad Gita, Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instructions, Srimad Bhagavatam. It's unlimited. All this is being provided in Mayapur every year from October to March. But how many devotees come from around the world? Maybe 100, maybe a little bit more. Not so many.
Yeah. Recently, Mayapur Academy, they conducted online sessions too, Maharaj.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's second best.
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah. So I joined home deity worship and dressing courses.
Yeah, good.
Even Rasvilasni Mataji also joined. Yeah.
Very good. This knowledge is very helpful in our worship and in our advancement in Krishna consciousness. To learn to become expert in different services. or to become expert in one particular service. That's all. If you become expert in one particular service and develop it, that will be your offering to Krishna.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank
So
you.
Sri Devi's expert in preaching.
Jai.
Guru Maharaj, no, I'm just struggling, stumbling, falling, and begging for your mercy. I'm not expert at anything, Guru Maharaj. I'm expert
Yeah.
at making a fool of myself. That's all.
I won't say anything. Yeah, she's traveling around the world and preaching. And everywhere she goes, she gets many opportunities to give classes, to counsel devotees. Anybody can do it. Each one of you can do the same thing or something similar. Don't just be complacent in your devotional service. Just chant your rounds and go to the temple once a week and then maintain your family. You won't get very much devotional service, nor you will find you never will be able to taste the happiness in Krishna consciousness. You have to dive into Krishna consciousness if you really want to get the nectar, because it's like swimming in an ocean of sweet nectar. But you have to go for it.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Okay, I have to disappear now because soon I have to board the airlines, and we're going to Boston. We'll be there late this afternoon.
Yes,
So we'll be there for 3 days up until Thursday.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Wonderful class and nice discussion. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Hope you'll have a safe travel to Boston. Thank you so much, dear devotees. We'll see you all tomorrow again. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai. Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj. Safe travels.
Glory to Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guru
So much,
Maharaj.
Guru Maharaj. Dandavat
Thank
Pranam.
you so much.